Happy Sunday. I want to put this video together to go over both the scale and then a little explanation on the graphic I posted yesterday about the fat whoosh. Okay, so let's start with the topic of the scale. I have received a few questions on how often to be weighing yourself, and I just want to touch base on the scale and what's in that number. So many of you are doing some strength training, whether it be, at the Rebel classes or a little bit of lifting with weight. So when you strength train, you are actually breaking down muscle. And the way you build more muscle mass is after we lift or we're strength training, that muscle breaks down, and then when it rebuilds even stronger. So we, by lifting and strength training, we can build our bodies with more muscle mass. As your muscles repair, water surrounds our muscle fibers in that healing process. So if you've had a really great week of working out, some strength training, and you're eating really well and you're feeling sore, your muscles are broken down, they're surrounded by water as well as a little bit of lactic acid, and that is going to be reflected in the number on the scale. That's one thing to think about. If you notice that the scale has gone up a little bit, I really encourage you not to freak out about that. There's a totally logical reason, and there's a lot of things that go into that number on the scale. So keep in mind that if you are weighing yourself, there can be many factors, and I'll post a graphic on this as well, but a couple of pounds here and there can be a lot of things going on. If you haven't weighed yourself, that's fine too. I just want to touch base on this. What's most important, in addition to understanding that there's going to be fluctuations in the weight or the number on the scale, is that the number is not a reflection of your worth. Okay, so don't get attached to that number, because what can happen is you're down 2 pounds and yay, you're doing so well, and then you say, I deserve this treat, or I'm going to overindulge. I have the wiggle room because the scale says I'm down a couple pounds, and that's not necessarily going to be true. So please stay the course, keep with the plan, or if you're weighing a little heavier than you expected, that can also impact us, where we go into an emotional eating space, or we're feeling bad about ourselves. So that's kind of the flip side. There are other ways to measure progress other than just a number on the scale. So let's talk about the fat whoosh in particular, because this could also be impacting that number on the scale, and it's going to happen. If you are sitting a few weeks into this thing, or a couple weeks, saying, oh my gosh, why isn't this working? The number's not budging. There's this thing called the fat whoosh, and you'll see it in that graphic that I posted from yesterday. But basically, we have fat cells, and these fat cells have fat in them, right? So as you begin to decrease your fat in the body, water will actually fill up in the place where the fat was in that cell, and it'll fill up because your body is thinking that the fat is going to come back. Like, we've done this before, the fat's coming back, let's keep this space here. The water acts as like a placeholder for that space in the cell. And then, just in case you were to give up 3 weeks in, your body is ready to take that fat back, but that's not going to happen. So you're going to stay strong into the next week, and then suddenly that water is going to whoosh out. So that's why they call it the fat whoosh. And that could also possibly be the process that's happening that may cause a higher number on the scale. You're not gaining weight. This is water retention. So water's taking place of the fat that you're losing, and then this can actually happen multiple times. So each time you're trending toward progress in losing fat, you can experience this fat whoosh. So that's something to keep in mind when it comes to fluctuations with the number on the scale. You have to be consistent and steady. And really the point of all of this is to be consistent, be patient, trust the process. I've touched on a lot of these things, and keep doing what you're doing. That's really all I have on fat whoosh, but if you have any questions, please let me know, and keep up the good work, trust the process, and it's all going to be fine.